Hi, my name is Krish Kandai and I hope you're really enjoying the Bible in a year. And today we're looking at a passage in 1 Kings, and I hope you haven't got too bogged down with all the details around the temple. So there's been a lot of measurements and descriptions, and let's take this little bit in 1 Kings 7. It took Solomon 13 years, however, to complete the construction of his palace. He built the palace of the forest of Lebanon, 100 cubits long, 50 wide and 30 high, with 4 rows of cedar columns supporting trimmed cedar beam. It was roofed with cedar above the beams that rested on the columns. 45 beams, 15 to a row. Its windows were placed high in sets of 3 facing each other. All the doorways had rectangular frames. They were in the front part in sets of 3 facing each other. It's easy to get bogged down in those details, and unless you've got an architectural kind of brain and you can kind of map this out as you see it, maybe someone wants to create one on Minecraft to kind of help us to imagine it. But what's going on? What's the idea behind it? Well, it's interesting. It's the palace of the forest of Lebanon. It's almost like Solomon is being encouraged to create an indoor forest. What's that about? It's kind of connecting with God's creation that he's made, but bringing it into the worship space. This wasn't just going to be full of technology. It was supposed to somehow reflect on nature. You see that also in the temple furnishings later on, with these pomegranate-shaped things decking around the columns. But what is going on? I guess here we see a kind of echo of Eden. And in Eden there was no need for a temple, because the whole of creation was God's temple. It was where his presence was going to be experienced. Adam and Eve and God could kind of walk in the garden together. There was no separation between the sacred and the secular. Everything was still in harmony and shalom. But now, since sin has come into the world, that harmony's been broken. And it's almost as if God wants to recreate something of that beauty and that connection between worship and nature and human life back together in the temple. And I guess that's a hope for us as we look forward to the new creation, where there, again, won't need to be a temple in the same way. Instead, we see a heavenly Jerusalem coming down out of heaven. The presence of God is with his people in the city. No longer a separate building for God's presence, but God's presence breaking out amongst us. So as you read these things, I guess just see that the temple is both looking back to a time when God and creation and humanity were in better relationship, and I guess looking forward to a time when Jesus' victory over sin means that there is no need for a temple anymore, where sacrifices are offered, no need for a special place to come and offer God the worship that he needs. Instead, we will worship God in his fullness everywhere we go.